Moving on to the next male character on the hit list is Apu from The Simpsons. Now, for this one, it's pretty straightforward considering it's been covered in many news and media outlets, but for those who are clueless or ignorant, here's a brief description of the matter. Apu's voice actor Hank Azaria recently came under fire back in 2008 from the racist SJWs both in Hollywood and in public, saying voicing a character like Apu, according to them, is racist to actual Indians.
Racist?
Remember, my pet, anything you have to question must be racist.
Racist.
Yet this is all thanks in part by comedian Harry Condabolo, who did the hit piece documentary The Problem with Apu, all because of the fucking fact the guy was offended that people called him Apu and took it as offensive as the word nigger to blacks.
You better have insurance.
Nigga, you better have insurance. Ass whooping insurance, and you about to pay a deductible.
In Harry's own country of India, believe it or not, people there love the character from the show. But Condabolo was on a warpath to make sure that the character gets canceled or replaced with a real person of color, which that in itself isn't really being progressive or tolerant as he claims he is. Harry Condabolo is nothing more, in my opinion, a two-faced liar, uncultured, uneducated asshole that was successful in his racist actions. Even tried to act surprised on his tweets regarding the rumors after his hit piece was made not long after that. Talk about playing both sides of the argument in plain sight, like Emperor Palpatine.
I think we should listen to Lisa Simpson, who last week addressed the controversy around Apu, an Indian character who runs a convenience store. Because we all know there's no such thing.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
It's hard to say. Something that started decades ago and was applauded and inoffensive is now politically incorrect. What can you do?
Some things will be dealt with at a later date.
If at all.
Exactly. What can you do? Label us all degenerates for not already being who we would eventually become? 20 years ago, the jokes on Friends were just funny. Now, some millennials, I applaud the sane ones, but some find the jokes sexist, transphobic, and fat-shaming. Okay, but if you spend your time combing through old TV shows to identify stuff that by today's standards looks bad, you're not woke, you're just a douchebag.
What this is right now, and by the way, there are millions of people who still like and watch The Simpsons.
Yeah.
This is actually giving a door to any and all hecklers. It's giving just as much power to the heckler as it is to the comedian and the audience now. Picture this in a comedy club. A comedian tells a joke about, or does an Apu, does an impression, tells a joke, the entire audience is laughing, but one person, like HuffPo, or the people who make these documentaries, or the people who demand apologies for all things offensive in comedy, one heckler speaks up and says, boo, that's offensive. What Hank Azaria is saying is that person's opinion, which is a small minority, is just as valid as not only the opinion of the audience who've paid to be there, or who've tuned in, who've paid with their time, but as valid as the person who created the art in the first place. People don't understand. They're retroactively giving authority to hecklers and empowering them. It used to be someone spoke, I'm offended, and you say, well, shut up and get out of the club, and you make fun of their mother, generally implying that she was some kind of a whore.
Invite them on stage.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Now it's saying, let's listen to the heckler.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Here's
this
the microphone.
For people who don't know, this all stems from a documentary from a self-professed comedian, an Indian American, South Asian American, I don't know how we call it now. A self-professed comedian telling other comedians what comedy should be because that's how you know it's funny, this documentary.
My name is Hari Kondabolu. I've had a great career filled with laughter, critical acclaim. I should be completely happy, but there's still one man who haunts me, Apu Nahasapima Pedalon.
A white guy doing an impression of a white guy making fun of my father.
There are accents that, by their nature, to white Americans, sound funny, period.
It's funny because it's racist.
Actually, no. It's funny because it's foreign to us, and generally, just like my mom's French-Canadian accent. Everyone here laughs. She doesn't think that you hate her. She doesn't think that you're racist. It's just funny because she adds an S where there is not one needed and one where there isn't.
Yeah.
Say, hey, guys, I'm going to go down to do the store grocery and buy some shrimps. That's hysterical. Thank you, Francine.
Be sure to wash your hands with Teeves.
Yeah, be sure to wash it. If you are sick, take the oil of Teeves. Do you mean Eve oil?
Yeah.
Eve oil's mother? Now I'm getting confused with the plural.
Like when you say Nike. You know,
Just like
give you a hard time.
Nike. Nike. Whereas my mom goes, it's Knicks. No, Mom, there's no plural on there. But here's the thing, it's funny because it's funny because it's foreign, Mr. Indian documentary film. Kind of like your people do in India. Let's see. Look at this. Oh, there you go.
So much
Yeah, these are actually Bollywood films. Say hi. Oh, mama. No, I just did. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. But we're going to be mad because of a cartoon character with an accent. Just so you know, not everyone in the Cleveland show voiced by a black guy either. But not only India, all cultures do this. They all tend to laugh or make fun of other cultures, or at least observe the differences, because that's what makes comedy. You look at the differences of people and you see what bonds us together. Granted, they don't do it that well in Mexico. Look what they do here. It's pretty.
Discúlpeme, maestra, pero mire, me encontré a Jorge allá afuera jugando con lodo.
Es el niño que nos enviaron del intercambio escolar.
Ay, pensé que era Jorgito enchapopotado.
Those silly Mexicans.
Silly Mexicans. Now, guess what? If you used a racial slur for the Mexicans who just put a guy in blackface and said he was covered in tar, we'd be demonetized. Look, we are having a sale. Ay, papi. You ever seen these commercials?
Sex sells in other countries.
Sex sells in Latin American countries. Yeah. Here's what's so crazy to me is this is the state of comedy. Again, that's why I asked you, what do you think about the state of comedy in 2018? It can no longer be fun. Or when you see Amy Schumer now with her recent film, it's not because she's fat and unattractive. It's because she demands that we praise her for being fat and unattractive. And she talks about how comfortable she is and how comedy needs to have comedy sometimes doesn't need to have a purpose. And here's the thing, when comedy does have a purpose, it now, according to the left, needs to be the right purpose, or it's not allowed in comedy. A lot of comedy that we do here has a purpose, and it has a more meaningful purpose than telling women that their stretch marks are awesome, or telling people that they need to apologize for an Indian accent. It has a purpose actually espousing freedom and freedom of speech, and making sure that people who actually exercise these rights aren't imprisoned, aren't fined, like you see with Count Dankula or our friend Mike Ward, who was put before Human Rights Tribunal in Canada. That's what we're doing with our comedy. That's the purpose to our comedy. Your purpose is to shut down comedy because you find it offensive, because you're a second-rate comedian who made a documentary that sucks. You talentless South Asian American, which doesn't make that much sense as I say it out loud. I feel bad about it. Now compare that. That's comedy in 2018. You want to tell me that that's more fun than what comedy used to be, late night used to be?
Marco Mangananzo was hurt.
Marco Mangananzo?
Trombino Bombazzo. 2 bullets in the head Thursday. But I tell you, I'm a Jew and you're an Italian. And here we have what? And this is a great Irishman. This is America.
Yeah. Well, it used to be.
No, you simpering idiot. You still don't see, do you? I did all this for you. When we were school children together, it was you who taunted me, who humiliated me, who got the other children to laugh at me. But things have changed. You're the outcast now. After tonight, you'll know what it's like to have the whole world laugh and to not be able to laugh with it.
I know you all came here to see Iggy Catalpa because you think he's funny, because you like his style, because you just plain like him, right? Yeah! But you just think you do, because you were manipulated into thinking you do. By him, King Chicken. He did it the same way they manipulate us into buying toothpaste, car wax, even politicians. All prepackaged, the least offensive, most appealing alternative. But it's precisely when humor is offensive that we need it most. Comedy should provoke. It should blast through prejudices, challenge preconceptions. Comedy should always leave you different than when it found you.
The rebel seems roused.
Sure, humor can hurt, even alienate. But the risk is better than the alternative. A steady diet of innocuous, childproof, flavorless mush. demand to be challenged, to be offended, to be treated like thinking, reasoning adults. And raise your children to be the same. Don't let a comedian, a network, a congressional committee, or an evil genius take away your freedom to laugh at whatever you want.
Since then, Simpsons showrunner Al Jean has silently removed Apu from the show, and according to an article from The Wrap from the Simpsons creator himself, Matt Groening, says he looks forward to bringing Apu back one day, saying, quote, "Who could be against diversity? So, it's great. However, I will just say that the actors were not hired to play specific characters. They were hired to do whatever characters we thought of. To me, the amazing thing is seeing all of our brilliant actors who can do multiple voices. That's the part of the fun of animation. However, to be more inclusive and hire more people, I'm completely in favor of that." End quote. In other words, Gene and Groening have canceled their own character and in justifying the SJW mob's actions, no thanks to Henry Condabolo's racist documentary, not to mention Hank Azaria himself recently trying to make a dumbass apology for voicing the character, saying that he doesn't want to offend anyone anymore with his role. But regardless, the dude has literally bent over and got fucked by the SJWs, who have been more emboldened to cancel other things like Dr. Seuss. And even the Muppets.
I heard that, Buster.
I guess now, Azaria has to apologize for voicing other stereotypical characters like Italians, Hispanics, blacks, Asians, hillbillies, Christians, Jews, nerds, cops, criminals, and others. What? What the fuck? Well, there goes half the list of the characters from The Simpsons, which only proves that the show's coming close to an end, if not already.
I, for one, salute our new corporate overlords. Now, family, put on the mouse ears. You only get one chance to make a first impression.
I don't wanna, I'm not gonna, you can't make me.
Put on the ears, boy. Marge.
Thank God for shows like South Park who don't give in to the SJW mob. More relatable in this crazy day and age.
Okay, goodbye everyone. I hope I brought a few smiles and a few laughs into your hearts.
Goodbye, Mr. Hanky.
Where will he go?
He'll have to find a place that accepts racist, awful beings like him. There are still places out there who don't care about bigotry and hate.
Cool, man. Talking crap.
Welcome, my friend. Please, rest your weary feet and make yourself at home here.
And gives the middle finger to any idiot who tries to get the show canceled.
Are you gonna let a monkey make a monkey out of you? What?
Acclaimed actor and comedian John Cleese recently took to Twitter and roasted Azaria's so-called apology in these quotes. In conclusion, the canceling of Apu is racist, stupid, uncultured, and uneducated, including the fact that I see Henry Condabolo in the same way as Aeneas Sarkeesian, with both of their rhetorics being flawed and fueled by hate, with their solution being censorship. Not to mention Apu's voice actor taking to the knee to the SJW mob, which only empowers them to do more stupid crap in the near future.
Assistance, please!
Security, break it up, will ya?
But Eddie, situations such as these tend to work themselves.
Get out there! They're scaring our customers!
Mama, salvage, run!
People, please, control.
Jimmy, careful of his hairy back! Hold him for me!
Hi, Johnny.
Surrender, urban fiend!
Help! I'm being mugged! Did you see that?
Tell someone who cares.
And do something! Can I cater a party?
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Apu himself, to me, is the definition of a true American who loves his country and his friends, as seen in the Season 7 episode, Much Apu About Nothing, where the citizens of Springfield are trying to get rid of illegals to save costs, with Apu being one of them. Despite the controversy, Apu was determined to stay in his hometown and study to get his citizenship, proving he's more of an American character than any of the other characters in the show. If you guys want more information on the topic of Apu, I highly recommend you check out BrainDup's video, in which he does a more better, in-depth breakdown of the situation, including his take of what is the future of comedy. Despite being a fictional character, Apu is the definition of a good role model to men, young and old, compared to Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin.
Yes, I am a citizen. Now which way to the welfare office?
What?
I'm kidding, I work.
Apu himself knows what it takes to truly be a man based on integrity, smarts, care, and having the will to keep moving forward no matter what. Not to mention a real ladies' man before his arranged marriage. If that's not what it truly takes to be a man, then we do not have a future worth defending regardless of all this crap in our day and age. Need I say more?
Thank you for coming. I'll see you in hell.
In closing, I believe Lullaby's 2021 redesign is nothing more than a sexist attack against our culture, gender, society, and history in one fell swoop. Even worse, things like Space Jam 2, shows like Netflix's reboot of She-Ra, and games like Mortal Kombat 11 are all examples on the continued war on our culture by rebooting favorite IPs and characters from the 90s, 80s, and so on. Not just to capitalize on, but to rebrand them as being more woke in order to earn brownie points with the leftist, ignorant, sexist, uneducated, and uncultured assholes out there who just want to turn the very things we're a part of and enjoy into a shell of its former self so that these insecure assholes can be pleased. Because, let's be honest here, on the fact that they'll flip the fuck out if they don't get what they want, like a selfish child throwing an adult-like temper tantrum that would make little kids cry by getting involved in things like cancel culture with Gina Carano, Dr. Seuss, and so on. It's why I believe things like mangas and animes, like I said earlier, are the last line of defense to our culture. If we lose them to these SJW gatekeepers, who are nothing more than just the mob, then it's really game over for our culture and society. Need I say more? Hey guys, it's RetroMeister again. Thank you for watching this video. If y'all enjoyed it, definitely share, like, and subscribe to my channel for more content coming up soon, and support in the battle for alternative media. You guys stay awesome, and I'll see you all in the next video.